Yo, 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 what up? Savage 5050. And we are live. We are live. I'm gonna add my brother on here. Add to
Can you hear
screen.
me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, what's up?
Awesome. The
Yeah,
connection is pretty instantaneous.
yeah, it is. It is. It is. You up there. I mean, I see your name. So what's going on, man? What's going
Nothing. Do
on
my
in the
voice
news?
sound high pitched?
No, you sound good. You sound good. I thought I was gonna get a guess, but I guess he bailed out on me. The guest bailed out on me. He was more on a liberal side, but apparently liberals always bail out. I could never successfully get him on my channel, unfortunately, and that is unfortunate.
Did you
So
talk of, did you talk to him about liberal stuff before?
no, no, I never even had a conversation with the dude about nothing. I know you told me about him. You told me that he was more on the liberal end, so I was like, oh yeah, since he's liberal, he'll come on and he'll probably share some liberal views. And I'm always eager to hear them liberal views. We got Anna Rodriguez. Hey, what's going on, Anna?
You sent them the link.
Yeah, I did. I mean he could come in if he want to get in there. Yo, but what's crazy that's going on is what's going on with this crazy swimmer? This man, right, is a dude that's breaking records, and you was telling me you watched the ABL video or something like that earlier. Like, what's up with that swimmer that's breaking world records and whatnot?
Oh yeah, yeah. Damn it, I don't know his name.
Yeah, you got you ain't wrong. Hey, Savage, fitty fitty. It's
Do
Mr.
anybody
Dion
know the
Savage, your
swimmer's
brother.
name?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you ain't wrong. That is my brother, my biological brother. We got the same mother, same father. I don't know if you can see the comments, Dion.
You know, this is a little off topic, but you know Jesse, right? The guy that you was gonna have on.
Yeah.
He kicked us out of their house. He's our uncle because I think you threw something in his fish tank when we was kids, and they was our adopted parents. Actually, he's our stepdad.
Oh, is that so?
I
But yo, what do you think about that swimmer that's breaking world records or whatnot now?
um, do anybody in the audience know that guy's name? I don't know his name.
You know what? It's crazy because now it's all about identity, right? So you could basically identify as a woman, even if you're biologically a man. And apparently, people are complaining. Other swimmers are complaining, female swimmers, that they're seeing genitalia of male genitalia inside of the locker room or whatnot. So this guy is. I don't even think this is like a trans or anything. This guy is actually a real man, even outside of swimming. He just identified when it's time to meet up for the swim meets. But other than that, he's
Yeah,
actually a real man in real life. Like he's not even faking. He's like Joanna Man or something like that.
yeah, and this is the problem with this is the problem with the ABCDEFG community, because it's like, okay, you can identify as whatever you want to identify as whenever you want to identify as. So this guy is literally taking advantage of females
Mm-hmm.
and breaking records and going into their locker room with a heart on,
Yeah.
looking at sexy chicks that's in shape because they're swimmers, professional swimmers, and winning with no regrets. And he doesn't even like feel anything, like he has no emotional feelings bad about any of this stuff. He's just
No.
doing what he do, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the way they set it up. It's people in the comments. I don't know if you can see if they saying they see the resemblance of me and you, that we're brothers.
oh yeah.
but but yeah, this is the direction that the far left is going in, where now these grown-ass men are breaking like national world records, and it's like they're supposed to be so pro like women on the left, but yet they're allowing men to actually break women records. And you know, I thought men aren't allowed to have a say when it comes to women rights and stuff like that. Now, if me and you was to complain about abortion or something, they would say, "Oh, you're not a woman. You don't know anything about that." But I could just say, "Hey, I identify as a woman, so I should have a right to say if I want an abortion, if I think women should get an abortion or not."
30 women, the whole team of swimmers, like complained about this guy and don't want him on their team anymore. But the school is saying that, oh, we can't do anything about it. We don't want to be discriminatory and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. You Ain't Wrong said the extra leg helps him swim. You get it?
Yeah, he got to tell.
Yeah, he got like an extra so that definitely give him some pep in his step or whatever the case may be, right? So basically what's going on in the United States right now is that the left don't really have much to run off of. So what they do is they try to control the culture by controlling the language, and they're using words like racism to control people. And they make up certain stuff that you never even would have heard of, like in the beginning of time. Like I feel like homophobic is a made up word. Racism is another made up word. And it's all of this stuff is just based off of just controlling the people. So when you think about racism, is a tool that the left, they just can't get away from it because they fell so far away from God that they want to basically say, hey, you know what? Republican have been a racist party, and the Republican Party switch. Well, the Democrats are like the pro-black people that's for the black people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's ridiculous how they're basically playing that. They're playing a game, and people fall for it because people are so controlled by identity politics that is getting ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
See, the difference I always say between like Republicans is like, okay, conservative black people and white people view each other as equals, and Democratic people, they view white people as better than black people. And that's Democratic. I'm talking about, when I talk about Democrats, I'm talking about liberal white people and liberal black people. They view whites as they are superior. You know what I mean?
Affirmative action. Affirmative.
Yeah. So that's the difference when I say that the Democratic Party is actually the racist party, because it's just like Republicans are labeled as the racist, but they actually see everybody as equal under God. And Democrats don't view everybody equal under God. They view that, yeah, since you was born black, you're lesser than me. And I was born white, so I'm better than you. That's the way they view it.
Absolutely.
How do they
when
control
you have someone like Joe Biden saying that, oh, the next person that I select for the Supreme Court is going to be a black woman. He doesn't care about merits. He don't care about like their like how they was raised or the school they went to or any of that crap. All he cares about is a black woman. He doesn't care about anything else about like what they're gonna like. Okay, maybe he cares about if they're a Democrat, but that's it.
Hey, you said it right. I mean, that's pretty much what Joe Biden run his whole campaign on.
Kamala Harris was a losing Democrat politician.
Nobody didn't rock
no one liked her.
Primaries.
Black, white, Candy Stripe didn't like her. She had no support. Her her votes was way low, and he chose her because she was running for president and she was a black woman. That was it.
Hey,
A
and
fake
not
black
only
woman.
that, and she's supposed to be like a leader for black people, but yet she slept her way to the top. Wasn't she sleeping with like Willie Brown or something like that? Like she literally slept her way to the top.
Yeah, and she's basically sleeping her way to top to be the president. Like,
yeah, and it works.
Like
It's a
she's
game that they
president right
play.
now.
Yeah, she
She's
is
more president than Joe Biden, and she don't even give a fuck about nothing.
No, she doesn't. So basically, what I got Sonia's scrapbook. Hey, what's going on, Sonia? I appreciate you tuning in. Sonia, my liberal friend that was supposed to tune in with us, he disappeared, man. I guess he got afraid, or I don't know why he didn't come on. I set everything up for him to come on, but he got afraid, unfortunately.
So instead, you get your drunk brother to come on.
Montel Williams too. Yeah, Montel Williams. Yeah, Kamala Harris slept with Montel Williams. She does whatever she can to get to the top. I mean, that's what they do. And then it's like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. That's the kind of people the black women are supposed to look up to, right? Yo, so anyway, I want to get your honest opinion on what you think about like critical race theory. Like what is your honest view on critical race theory?
Me?
Yeah.
It's critically racist. That's what I think about it. And it's a horrible theory. It's a retarded theory. I mean, the theory has never reached a conclusion or a hypothesis.
Well, it is a theory. I always view it as
a theory, basically. And it'll always be a theory because it's fake. It's like when you have a conspiracy theory. Like they call it us conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. Like when we be speaking the truth about what's happening, we'll have all this facts and evidence and all that. Yeah, they'll have zero facts and evidence about the critical race theory, and they'll just it'll remain a theory forever, not actual facts or history or anything like that. They'll just it'll just remain a theory.
That's all it is. I mean, that's what they run off of. Everything they push is a theory. I mean, even when you think about it, you're a fan of Jesse Lee Peterson. Obviously, you put me on to him, right? Jesse Lee Peterson says that there's no such thing as racism. I say that too, but I understand that a lot of people aren't going to understand when you say there's no such thing as racism. So what I say, racism doesn't play a major factor in America. Do you think that is a such thing as racism in your personal opinion?
Well, the problem is they're making like, okay, if you're a bad person and you're being an asshole.
I don't cuss on my channel, but I don't mind if other people do.
Oh shit. What the?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So basically they're saying like,
people saying it's so cool that me and you are brothers. I got Anna Rodriguez. I love Jesse Lee Peterson. I got his man's history month shirt. Yeah, his men's history shirt. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Jesse Lee got a cool ass store. Joel Davis. Liberals are racist. Absolutely, they're the main racist people. But Joel, racism is it's actually a made up word in a way that recently came out. Like, when did racism actually become a thing? Like in the maybe in the 60s or so, or the 70s. Like, racism was a word that wasn't always around. Kind of like homophobia and stuff like that, because
Yeah,
nobody's
it's
really
crazy
afraid
as
of the
hell.
gays.
First of all, it was certain countries and in Africa and certain countries in on the certain islands and stuff that these people weren't allowed to be slaves because they was from they could be, their skin color could be black, right? But they wasn't allowed to be slaves because we had some type of treaty, or they just wasn't like people that could be bought or something like that, or it wasn't a part of the slave trade, but they was black. White people wasn't allowed to enslave them because of that reason. And when they did try to enslave some of them people, they had went to court in America, and them slaves was released and freed because they wasn't supposed to be slaves. They was black, but they couldn't be slaves. It didn't have nothing to do with skin color. Yeah, some racist white people did want them people to be slaves, but they couldn't because the laws back then wasn't about like skin color for real, for real. It was more about like,
Yeah, I mean,
okay, where did these slaves come from? How did you obtain these slaves? Why are these people slaves?
My man Joel Davis said the term racism basically came around in the 60s. Sonia Scrapbook said that the Dems use racism to, basically she's saying to control people. They don't have nothing else, Sonia, to run off of but racism. That's like one of the major things they like to say. Yeah, the left is good at making up words and changing the meaning of the words and phrases. Yeah, absolutely. So the thing is, the left, they control the culture by controlling the language, and that's why they create words like homophobic and europhobia, or they just come up with stuff basically because they want to, or you're anti-vaxxer, and I don't even agree with being an anti-vaxxer or whatever the case is, but it's really not really a big deal. Now, like, what is your opinion on like slavery? Do black people actually have a legitimate reason to still be angry today about slavery, in your personal opinion?
No, because first of all, America was the first place to abolish slavery. A lot of countries in Africa had slaves longer than America. In fact, to this day, Libya, there's still slaves in Libya, which is an African country, and they have black slaves, and no one is going crazy about that in America. No one's complaining for real about that, except for Republicans and white people and me and people like me and you. We know that Libya has slaves. We know that China have the Uyghurs, the Muslim people in concentration camps right now in China. Only Republicans are complaining about this stuff that's going on around the world. Democrats don't give two craps about none of that. In fact, when they did complain about it, people like LeBron James come out of the woodworks and say, hey, we can't talk bad about China.
Well, that's what they do,
Hold on, I'm on the phone.
And not only that, here's the thing. If you think about,
hey, come here. Make your mama plate.
Hold on. If you think about who people vote for, they actually vote for the party of slavery, right? So what they do is they vote for the party that actually was in charge of Jim Crow, and the party that was in charge of slavery, the party that was in charge of the whole civil rights movement with LBJ. And to be honest, I don't agree with the whole civil rights movement. I don't think civil rights was a great thing. I think civil rights was one of the worst things that ever happened to black people in this country. What is your opinion on civil rights? Control the language.
Yeah. I think
Control the language.
here's what I would
Control the
say.
arguments. That's
Food
why they want.
stamps,
Yeah.
welfare is a bad thing because it creates reliability on the state and the government, and then it encourages us to get a bigger government, and also it encouraged women to not have the men in the house. So then you have single family households, as far as not having a man in the house, and that's all bad. And then you have stuff like the some of the rights aren't civil rights or equal rights. They're more like rights that will make the black people more have better rights than white people, opposed to having equal rights. Right. And that's not good.
Yeah. Civil rights is, to me, is a thing that I feel that is basic. It has no real meaning, because it's what law can you really put in place to make another culture of people love another culture of people? It's literally up to you to make your life what you want it to be. And before the whole civil rights movement, Black people was actually thriving, even though I know that's not the agenda that's pushed today. Black people love to brag about Black Wall Street and all of that stuff. Once the civil rights movement came in, there was no such thing as, once civil rights kicked in, there was no more Black Wall Street and Black people love to brag about, oh, we have Black Wall Street. But before civil rights, you could go to Black people to be educated. You could go to Black people for your own to get employment. And you never even had to depend on white people. I think if there was no civil rights, we naturally would have found a common foundation and did fair trade between the whites and the Blacks. And we all would have united without the government stepping in the way and forcing everybody to basically, like, you got to hire them because they're Black. I'm all about, it should, in my opinion, it should be legal to discriminate against other people. Like, if you got your own private business and you don't want Black people in your store, okay, let's watch your business fail. If you have a all white business, yeah, just don't let Black people in. Put a sign on your door that say no colors. This is a free country.
Yeah.
If you want to have a horrible business plan, have a horrible business plan. The government shouldn't force you to have some great business plan. And if you're Black and you don't want white people in your establishment, do it and see and look at how much money you lose out on. You know what I mean?
I agree 1,000%. But what I don't agree on is these big tech companies,
right,
being unfair to conservatives and Republicans, and then when someone else come up with a new company that provides freedom, they'll buy that company out, and then there's no freedom of speech because these tech companies are taking away our civil liberties by buying up the companies that want to promote freedom of speech. And also the Democrats are highly pushing these tech companies to censor more and more and more. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and their attorney general is saying like stuff like, oh, stop sending all this hate speech. What can you tech companies do to block the hate speech? And hate speech isn't really hatred. It's just people saying stuff that's anti-Democrat or, Republican ideology. And they're trying to call that hate speech.
Yeah. Yeah, Diana said the right needs to quit trying to defend themselves against narcissistic, I can't say that word. You go after them hard and don't let up. Hurt their feelings with relentlessness, truth. So she's right about that. Like, we gotta, the right need to stop apologizing, and the right doesn't do a good job defending herself against the left. You know what I mean? when it comes to denying that they're racist. They need to start saying that the Democratic Party is the real racist party.
Yeah. It never was a real switch on as far as the voters are concerned. It was a switch. Can't you see I'm busy at the moment?
Yeah. It never was a switch for real. It never was. It was always like the Republican Party was actually formed because the Democratic Party did not want black people to join the party, you know, because they're the party of the Klan. So they always, the Republican Party was always for black people and white people. And like I said earlier in this conversation, conservative Republican people, they see everybody as equal under God. The Democratic Party, they see white people as superior and black people as inferior under God. You see what I'm saying? So there's one side that's fair, that's not necessarily judging off of race, but one side is. Everything that the Democratic push is about race. Did you what do you think about the Great White Hope? You think he's going to rerun again?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's going to run again. If not, I hope we got somebody good. I think the Democrats will lose this time because you heard Pennsylvania made voting by mail illegal.
Yeah.
And a couple other states are trying to follow suit.
What exactly is this voter suppression thing? Is it? I think that there should be voter suppression, to be honest. Like, I think that dumbass people shouldn't be allowed to vote. They should have voter suppression where you need to actually qualify. Maybe you should have to own a piece of land to actually vote. Every time I hear about this voter suppression thing, it makes me excited. But then I find out that it's no voter suppression and everybody can vote. And that's what pisses me off. There should be some sense of voter suppression.
Yeah, they're just saying that we don't need people to have IDs to vote. Anybody should just be able to vote, which is retarded.
Yeah, exactly, Savage. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if she's talking about me or you.
No, that's how you cheat elections, by not having IDs. I mean, the amount of illegals that voted last time was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And then it's all just swept under the rug. Like, no one cares about all the cheating that actually occurred.
The funny thing is, Joe Biden, his approval rating is all the way down, right? If it was an election right now, today, Trump actually has a higher approval rating than Biden.
Joe Biden recently, he does this a lot, but apparently he recently said that Trump was right and there was a lot of voter fraud.
Yeah.
But he don't, you know, he says dumb stuff all the time, like the time when he said, "Let's go, Brandon."
Yeah, he doesn't even
I
know
agree.
what's going
he
on.
said, not just say "Let's go, Brandon," but was it necessary for him to say, "Yeah," I agree. Let's go, Brandon.
Well, he's part of the Brandon administration. You know what I mean? Sonia Scrapbook says, "How ironic, because the left loves to live in the past, so they harp on the history of slavery, but the history of the Democratic Party, apparently that's cool." Yeah, Sonia, you're absolutely right. I mean, hey, she summed it up right there. I doubt he's running again. They are. No, you ain't wrong. I believe that he will run again based off of stuff I heard from Bill O'Reilly, because Bill O'Reilly is real close to Donald Trump. So I think that, and Bill O'Reilly said it the other day, that Trump will be rerunning again. He's just not allowed to announce it because of campaign finance rules or something like that. So he's not allowed to basically talk about it. Sonia Scrapbook said Biden simply cannot run again because he's physically incapable. What do you think? You think he's physically incapable?
And mentally incapable.
Hillary might make another run. You ain't wrong, said Hillary might make another run. You think Hillary would do it again?
Hitlery?
Hillary.
Hitlery, no, I think she'll fall down to some steps and die.
Well, yeah, we think that. We don't know. I know she was having some physical complications as well. It's so funny. She is pulling like hot sauce out of her bag, pandering to the Democratic Party. But that's what the black people need. Black people need symbolization. That's the reason why, like Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats, they can wear the kente cloth and kneel down, and then black people will be like, "Oh yeah, these are pro-black people. They're for us. We love the Democratic Party," because they pour hot sauce out of their bag, they wear the kente cloth, and then Hillary Clinton get on stage and do the chicken wing dance, and that's all they need people to see. If you don't vote for us, you ain't black. That's what Joe Biden said. So the left does a lot of pandering. Do you think pandering, in your opinion, do pandering actually work on black people?
Yes, unfortunately. Like, Hillary Clinton wasn't lying when she said that. Like, when she said that, is it working? Is it working? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. When she said that, she wasn't lying. Like, people was like, yeah, it is working. I'm going to vote Democrat again. And they pressed the button.
Diana said she may try, but people hate her. Hillary Clinton, right? So I think the people do hate her. They lost touch with her. But people didn't like Joe Biden either, but he still won. So I can't base it off of that. I'm selling Hillary hot sauce. You know what the funny thing is? Yo, who's more funny when it comes to the hot sauce thing? Are we going to give Hillary Clinton her own brand of hot sauce, or are we going to give Drake his own brand of hot sauce? Who's better at the hot sauce thing, Drake or Hillary Clinton?
I would buy Hillary Clinton hot sauce. So I think Hillary. I buy Hillary Clinton hot sauce before I buy Drake hot sauce.
Yo, I think Drake and Hillary Clinton, maybe they should come up with a hot sauce brand together, because they both made hot sauce more popular.
Yeah.
We know Nancy is running again at 81. Shaking my damn head, Sonia Scrapbook said.
No, Nancy Pelosi is a nut. First of all, she's running again as a dinosaur. Mm-hmm. Second of all, she's rigging the stock market. She's worth over $300 million, and she only get paid a couple $100,000 a year doing politics. So how is she worth over $300 million through the stock market? She's like one of the smartest stock market people in the world, like the guy from Limitless. Like, she's just like smart as hell, just knowing what stocks to vote on.
Yeah.
No. It's rigged, and everyone knows it rigged. All you got to do is like 5 minutes worth of research and find out that Nancy Pelosi is rigging the stocks. 5 minutes worth of research. If you're a Democrat person, or you might know somebody that's a Democrat, if they do 5 minutes of research, they'll find out that Nancy Pelosi is ripping off the American people and getting money illegally, for real. But it should be illegal for her to give someone a government contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make millions of dollars by putting her money in that company before she signs that government contract with that company. That is ridiculous. She does it all the time. She's like Nookie Thompson.
Yeah, from Boardwalk Empire. Diana N said, your brother is right. And then, you ain't wrong. I'll make you cry. It'll make you cry, right? So, hey, man, it is what it is. He won because corporate news made people believe that he was lesser of two evils, and a bootload of dead people and illegals voted. Well, a boatload of illegals definitely voted. What for? The thing is, I believe that there was a lot of illegal voters, and it was like dead people that definitely came out and voted for Sleepy Joe. But the funny thing is, you're not even allowed to mention anything about. I don't want to get this demonetized, so I don't really want to talk too much about that part. But we all know what took place. But unfortunately, YouTube will like mess up my content if I speak too much about that. But we already know. Pelosi wanted to add 200 million for some park in San Francisco. San Francisco is being ran to the ground, and the leadership is failing the people completely. You ain't wrong. San Francisco, they got to leave they're putting notes on their door to let people know that it's okay to go inside of their car because they don't want nobody to actually they don't want nobody to break their window. So they're actually leaving their car doors open and their trunks and stuff open. In California, I think Northern California is like a complete different culture, but Southern California is being ran to trash by the leadership. It's a shame that Larry Elder didn't take over. I'm gonna miss these days when we can all post and all read comments after your channel blows up. Hey, I appreciate that. Maybe one day I will blow up. I don't know. Do I even got the charisma to blow up? Hey, anyway, I always thank all y'all. Thank everybody who's supporting Savage 50/50, everybody that was there with me since day one. I know you ain't wrong. Been there since day one. Sonya Scrapbook, all y'all. Hey, I appreciate that. Pelosi district. Yeah, but all of California, I mean, Northern California, like I said, it's a complete different culture. You ain't wrong. Northern California, all the rural areas throughout the country is pretty much good and conservative ran. But when you get into these cities that's ran by these so-called pro-black leaders, that's when they destroy it. Even North Carolina is so close to basically becoming a liberal state, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But we all got to do better, man. We got to make sure we vote in these local elections. These local elections really matter. Make sure y'all all vote in y'all local elections for sure. Yo, so if Trump was to run again, would you vote for him over another Republican? Because here's the thing. If Trump was to run again, I don't know if they would allow him to actually get anything done if he actually become the president. You know what I mean?
No, right. I would vote for Trump again because first of all, he's a genius. Like, and he learned from his mistakes. Like he learned from like the corruption and how bad these people really are. So I would definitely vote for him again.
I know that. Yeah, me too. I heard Mike Pence, he may run. Mike Pence actually might run. But I don't know. I feel like if Trump was to run, every other Republican should just back off and let Trump do his thing. That's just how I feel. I moved away because of Kamala. Had to temporarily move back to the city. I've never felt so depressed in my life. Channels like yours give me hope. Hey, I appreciate that. I try my best to give people hope. Mainly, I talk about a lot of racism stuff because I feel like more Black people need to be vocal about racism, Diana. Like more Black people need to speak out against the nonsense because racism really don't play a major factor. Like I always say, it's just It's stupid. They try to use slavery to control people, and they want us to still be mad about stuff that happened 400 years ago, and the white people today are responsible for it. That's how they get us.
No, here's the crazy shit. Here's the crazy stuff. You can literally talk to a black person about all the policies in the world, right?
What do you think about Diana saying that's why we have to go all in the midterms? Yeah, I've
talked to black people about all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, like, I could say all the technical policy stuff in the universe, and then they'll just come back like and say like, but Trump is racist. And that's the whole argument. With all the stuff that I just said is just negated. Like everything.
Yeah.
All the technical stuff, like none of that stuff even matters. None of the, like, you could debunk all the racist stuff, but it doesn't even matter. The only thing that matters is, oh, Republicans are racist. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that matters. Republicans are the most racist people, and they're the Klan members and everything, even though we all know that's all about the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong, right? Like, all right, so you ain't wrong. Trump's biggest mistake was not cleaning house when he was elected. He could have did more to affect what's going on with social media as well. You ain't wrong. He should have did a lot more. I'm Hispanic and I support your channel, and Joel too. Hey, I appreciate that. What's up, Nate and Dion? Yeah, man.
The sky is the limit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was asking you, when you talk about slavery or whatever, right? Like, I think a lot of people don't understand the history of slavery. People always tell me, you don't know your history, right? But no, I be knowing way more history than most people, right? Because they know the last 300 years of history. I know the last 3,000 years of history. And if you actually study slavery, Black people are actually the kings and queens of slavery. You know what I mean? Black people are the ones who started it. And if you think about what was going on with the Persian Empire and the Roman Empire, they was at war, not because of racism, but because they just wanted land. You know what I mean? So literally it had nothing to do with racism.
Even Egypt had slaves, black slaves, and they was black.
Yeah. And not only that, if you think about even the Roman Empire, they used to actually buy slaves or kidnap slaves to basically make them fight in like some gladiator domes. And that was just normal. It was normal for people to actually fight and use slaves for entertainment, knowing that they would be killed.
So Mansa Musa, the richest black man in the world, owned more slaves than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he was black.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yo, so what do you think about like cancel culture? Cancel culture is a real thing where I believe that a lot of people on the right that have YouTube channels are completely being silenced. Where they're like, all right, so if you say certain stuff and you're on the right, like if you say something true, like men are men and women are women, like you could actually get canceled for simply saying something that's actually fact.
I think your page is being suppressed because I remember at one point you had 900 followers and then it went back down to 500 and like within a day.
Yeah, I remember that because what it is what they're doing to me is I think I speak too much truth sometimes. And I don't hold back. Although I don't cuss on my channel. But there's certain words that you say that will basically get you demonetized on YouTube. So maybe I know they stopped some. I said something about the J6ers, what happened at the Capitol Hill. And next thing you know, that video was actually taken completely down off of YouTube. So You know, it
Well,
is
I'm
what it
pretty
is.
sure actually all of your videos are demonetized, but since you only have like 500 and something followers, you're not getting paid anyway. So
Yeah.
what the hell? You know, monetize just mean that you're getting paid from advertisement.
Yeah, we got Kyle Fairfield. He just sent me a text. He said he watching our live stream right now. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Kyle Fairfield is a. I don't know if I can say everything.
He's well, halfway, right?
Yeah, and we got some Latinos in
He's
the
a
building.
straight half Chinese, half white Christian conservative.
Mexico would execute people coming into the country looking for slaves. Actually, Mexico was one of the countries that was actually going to take over the land that we live in now. If you remember the Mexican-American War, they was actually working their way up to destroy and conquer and colonize what we know now as the United States. And it wasn't just like some random white racist pilgrims, you ain't wrong, that came to the United States, right? It was actually the British, the Spaniards, Mexican people. Everybody was here fighting over American territory. If it wasn't for George Washington, George Washington actually is the greatest president we had in history. But if it wasn't for him, this probably would be a British nation.
Some of the Indian tribes joined with America to stop other Indian tribes from taking over because it was doing cannibalism and all types of crazy stuff that they disagreed with.
You ain't wrong, Ted. We're down to one viewer. What are they doing? They're suppressing me, man. Hey, I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, it was just way more context to the story of how this country was actually formed, and it wasn't just one little thing. It was just so much more to the story, and they won't mention that. And honestly, most black people was not even slaves in this country ever. Like most black people was free. And I know they like to try to say, oh, black people was only 1/8 of a person or something like that. Even that's not true. Now the slaves, they was considered less of a man, but free blacks was actually considered a full person. But that's something that they try to play with the language as well to try to keep the people divided. And then, recently, Joe Biden got shut down by the Supreme Court when it comes to the vax mandate, right? So the vax mandate, the Supreme Court justice ruled that that was unconstitutional. What do you think about the vaccine mandate?
I think of course, I agree with the Supreme Court. The vaccine mandate was unconstitutional. It's like, okay, I'm going to force you to do something that you don't want to do. I'm going to force this drug into your body, even though it's experimental, even though it hasn't even been out for that long. You have to take it or die or whatever. Like, get fired, don't make any money, take this vaccine, and you can't eat. Like, they're banning people from going out to eat in restaurants and stuff like that. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, it is completely unconstitutional. They're in violation, and it should have been shut down. I knew that it wouldn't go forward, but they are basically. I think Joe Biden now has a new. I forget the lady name. I heard something about it. There might be a new liberal black lady Supreme Court justice that might be coming in to kind of disrupt what's going on. So maybe that'll affect what's going on with the Second Amendment or something like that. You heard about this this black lady? I think she got like dreadlocks or something, and she's supposed to be a new Supreme Court justice that's coming in. You heard anything about that?
The only thing I heard about that is one person is retiring on the Supreme Court, so they're gonna Joe Biden wants to get a black woman as the new Supreme Court justice, so he's gonna elect a black woman. He don't care about her merits or anything. All he cares about is a black woman. He don't care if she's the best person for the job or not.
Yeah.
All he cares about is her race. If you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
That's absolutely right. And not only that, what do you think about like what they're trying to do with this this Capitol Hill thing? They're still keeping it going. They're still trying to investigate, and they still got people locked up, trying to send them to prison for the next 20 or 30 years because of the Capitol Hill riot, which Capitol Hill, that was a mostly peaceful protest, actually. Now, when you think about what was going on with BLM in the summer of 2020, that wasn't mostly peaceful, So they're trying to basically keep the Capitol Hill. They're trying to keep it going. They're still trying to investigate it. I think they just they lost touch with the American people. So they think that the American people actually care about January 6th still.
Yeah, the whole Capitol Hill thing is ridiculous. No one was convicted of an insurrection, so they might as well just drop that right now, because it's just, at this point, it's just the left spewing propaganda. At the end of the day, cops was letting people in, and it was like people that worked there was literally letting the people in. So you can't really call it an insurrection if people that work there is letting you in. If the security is letting you in, and people went to court for it and won their case because people was letting them in. It wasn't like it wasn't really forcing their way in if you're literally letting people in.
Yeah, well, thank goodness we have a Puerto Rican woman in SCOTUS to give us misinformation. Shaking my damn head. I'm not allowed to say that word, Sonia. I think you could get demonetized for saying the C virus if you actually say the full word, unfortunately. Stacey Abram is pushing into the air right now. Yeah, man, it's completely crazy. I cannot stand that woman, they're saying. So, you know what? I think that the Capitol Hill thing is like completely ignoring what happened in the summer of 2020 with BLM, where the politicians was actually encouraging and inciting the violence. They was all like, and then they put together fundraisers and GoFundMe to bail the criminal thugs straight out. And that actually set a precedent for people to actually want to commit violence, knowing that you can't really be prosecuted and the corrupt politicians have your back if you go out and destroy the country, burn it down, steal cars, do stuff to women, or whatever the case may be. They're allowing it to happen. So it, like what happened this summer 2020, it actually set a precedent to let people know that it's okay to come out here and commit crimes and you won't even get in no trouble.
And also there's a video of an FBI agent. Well, he's acting like the FBI is acting like they don't know anything. But the main guy that was telling everybody to go into the Capitol building was on video saying, "Go into the building, guys. Come on, guys. Let's go into the building. Let's go, let's go, let's go." But they're not doing any investigation on this guy. They don't care about that guy. They're not looking into that guy. The main guy that been saying, "Let's go into the building," when the Senate started asking him the FBI questions about that guy, they act like they don't know anything about that guy, even though he's on video telling Trump supporters to go into the building, even though he's like leading them into the building. And the FBI under James Comey and all them corrupt people was literally egging people on to go into the building to create an insurrection. That guy is not being looked into at all by the FBI.
Yeah, exactly. It was so much going on that's not being looked at because it's all a propaganda scandal.
And also it was a black guy that was part of it too. That was a part of the insurrection that worked for CNN. That they're not looking into that guy neither.
They not. They're basically letting it go. I believe that's Kyle. He want to know what you think about the Russia and Ukraine situation. You heard anything about that?
Yeah, I heard that it was all bullshit, and Ukraine is really okay. So the Ukraine president is saying that it's like it's been Russian troops here, like they've been standing in our country, like, but it's not as bad as the propaganda and the media is saying it is. Russia been pretty much already a part of the Ukraine. So the president of the Ukraine is saying like America and Joe Biden and the media and CNN need to calm down because we're not being invaded by Russia. Like they're not coming in and just killing everybody and taking over. Like that's not what's happening, and that's not what's gonna happen. At least that's what the Ukraine president has been saying on on TV.
Yeah. The devil's children use the very same tactics all the time. They believe this is their world, and they only allow certain amount of us to keep existing in order to keep feeding them. Yeah, that makes sense. It is what it is. But hey, he was Antifa, the guy you was talking about. You ain't wrong, Seth. The guy when you was talking about the Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Russian fearmongering. Yeah, something is weird going on with that. I mean, and then the Ukraine president say something about like that because they still trying to go after Trump about the alleged phone call that he made to the leadership, and then it was actually debunked by the that like Trump was like threatening Ukraine or something. Like the president actually debunked what the media was trying to say Trump was saying, like it was a horrible phone call or whatever the case was. You remember that?
It seems like to me that a lot of these other countries are always saying like that the Democrats are lying son of a bitches. Like, why are y'all listening to these people? They're fucking nuts.
Yeah. Diana said, hey, Savage, you need to upload on all other platforms and make special videos for those platforms only and remind everyone on every video to go check out your special videos on alternate media. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I do need to check out some other medias, but YouTube is the most popping, YouTube is popping, but hey, I know y'all want to hear me get down and dirty. Let me ask y'all a question in the comments. Do y'all think that I would be allowed to say the stuff I say now if I was a white person? Do y'all agree with me when I say black people have way more freedom of speech? Way more freedom of speech? And by the way, Dion, what do you think? Black people got way more freedom of speech than white people. Would you say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want everybody in the comment, let me know, do black people got more freedom of speech than white people?
I could prove it. Fuck these goddamn niggers around here.
Yeah, if you was white, we would they would probably come to your house. They would knock down your door and execute you right now. You would be crucified like Jesus. Ukraine is the 50s Cuba when the mob ran Cuba. So you ain't wrong, basically think that Cuba is like the mob. I mean, like Ukraine is like the mob right now. Like, so yeah. YouTube is on its way out. Start now. Prepare yourself for the change now because you don't want to be late to the game. No, I don't want to be late to the game. You think YouTube is on its way out? You don't think YouTube is still a growing platform? I don't know. I don't think YouTube is going anywhere.
Here's my opinion about YouTube.
Maybe for conservatives it might, though. I don't know.
I think YouTube is probably going to be dead as far as like politics.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like videos and how to do videos and all that shit, like YouTube videos, like I think it's good. It's gonna remain. But I think as far as like politics and certain things like that you want to actually talk about that's real,
Yeah.
that YouTube is gonna be dead on. Like they're gonna, because other platforms are gonna emerge, and then there may be another company that comes out that's way better and more free than YouTube. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's a possibility, but it hasn't happened yet.
I think what's going on is a lot of people about to tune into ABL Live. I know he about to go live pretty soon. But yeah, what do you think about that lady? Did you hear about the cat? The lady that was like, hey, one of the students, she was like a substitute teacher, and one of the students basically said that she heard a meow, and then she basically said, what the heck is that? And then one of the other students said, oh, he identifies as a cat, so you got to acknowledge him as a cat. And then she got like, the substitute teacher had to go to the office, and they said, hey, you either call him a cat or you get out of here, basically. Like, you heard about that?
Well, it's a lot of things going on. Yeah, I definitely did hear about that. 100%. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's craziest shit you ever heard in your work in your life. But this is not just one thing that's happening. This is not an isolated incident. This is happening with the LGBTQ community in general, like with so many different things and so many different stories. Like it keeps happening. Like when we say this crazy stuff, like we're not bullshitting. This is what's going to happen. Like people are going to literally start saying they're cats and dogs and whatever, and you're going to have to accept it. And yeah, people are going to get raped in bathrooms by men, and like all this shit is going to happen. It's inevitable. Like, and it is happening.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we got to be careful on saying the R word. Apparently, that's another word that could get us demonetized on the YouTubes. But
all the crazy stuff. Hear me out. All this crazy stuff that we say, it's going to happen. If not, it already happened already. Like people are going to get like banned for not agreeing that you're a alien. Like
well,
people that like that's enough. It's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. That's where we're headed to.
I identify as a PlayStation 5, right? So y'all got to call me a PlayStation 5. I identify as like the Grand Theft Auto game, Grand Theft Auto 7 or whatever one is out now. I'm not a gamer. But basically, yeah, you can identify as whatever you want. You can identify as a bird. You can identify as a fish. You can identify as a microwave. And everybody's supposed to play the game with you. Everybody's supposed to be delusional. And I always say the people that don't tell you the truth are the bad people. The people that actually speak the truth, like Matt Walsh, when he went on Dr. Phil and he was actually telling that so-called thing, whatever that was. I don't know if it was a man or woman. I don't know what it was. But y'all seen the Matt Walsh when he went on Dr. Phil. People like Matt Walsh speak with love. We speak with love. Anybody that actually speak the truth is the person that's speaking with love, because the people that love you will tell you the truth. The people that don't love you will go along with your delusional world that you're living in. And that's insanity. That's what we need to preach against. Do not tell me that I am a woman if you know that I'm a man. Like, for example, the people that actually love doesn't mean that you hang out with these people or anything. Love means that you're somebody who believes in God and you speak the truth. So when we go along with Bruce Gender, anybody that's calling Bruce Gender as a she, they don't love her or him or whatever. If you love Bruce Gender, you will tell him that he's a man. I always say that the people that love you tell you the truth. The people that don't love you, they live in your delusional world right along with you because they don't really care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Like, do you agree with me when I say that the people that love you actually speaks the truth if you try to identify with something? Like for you, if your son say that I'm a fish, I identify as a shark, and I'm going to be a shark. Okay, if you hate your son, you would say, yeah, you are a shark. You would go along with his delusion, like, yeah, you're a shark that live in the sea. But if your son identifies as a shark, like, are you going to tell him the truth, or are you going to just go along with the lie
The problem is,
and
if you
start
go along
making
with the
salt
lie,
water?
he literally might kill himself by going in the ocean and drowning.
Yeah,
So it's ridiculous. And if you go with the lie, it's like, yeah, you don't love him because you're not telling him the real truth. So sometimes you got to give that tough love and tell him the truth.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I agree with. And you know what, Jesse Lee made me realize that because I think I've seen a video of his at when he was protesting, I believe outside of Hillary Clinton office or something like that, and he was criticizing her based off of the policies that she had in place. And people was telling Jesse Lee like, "Oh, if you're a reverend, you speak with so much hate." And he said, "It's not hate. We're telling her the truth that she's doing wrong because we love her that much." And I just think that hatred gets you nowhere, right? I don't have hate for nobody. Even the people that wrong me, the people that trespassed against me, forgive those who trespassed against you, because for they know not what they do, right? So I don't really hold like grudges. I just know that it's not the actual person, it's the devil inside of them that's basically creating that person to behave that way. But yeah, you can't get anywhere with hate. And people that hate you lie to you. People that love you tell you the truth. And that's just my opinion with that. So people ain't got no respect for you when they believe that you only got that job or position due to your race, gender, ethnicity, type BS. Right. I agree with you on that. Yeah, I see the bot. I see the bot. Let me get rid of this bot that's in my stream.
Hey, what is a bot? What's going on?
A robot. It's like a bot basically be trolling your page.
What did it be saying?
No, it just be saying some like random letters. It just have a whole bunch of letters that pop up. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh, okay.
It
That's
says,
crazy. It probably only happened on Republican pages.
just look back at world history and you will see how empires are taken down. Empires are taken down by all of the propaganda. And not only that, if you look at Diana, I would say this: if you look at history, world history, a lot of empires was actually taken down because they based leadership based off of your blood. So if your father was this person, then the son will automatically receive the position of power, even if they have Down syndrome or if they have mental problems or whatever the case may be, or they have a really evil mindset, completely different from the father. They'll inherit all the land and all the power. And that, I believe, that's how the Roman Empire fell, and I believe that's how the Persian Empire fell, because everything is based off of bloodline. That's why we have to show so much respect, Diana, to George Washington, because George Washington had the power. He was in a position to become a king, but he decided not to because he had that much respect for America. And not only that, he saw how all of these empires fell because everything's based off of bloodline. We should never hand power over based off of who your father was. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you know that. Like, think about it. Like, if you pay attention to Game of Thrones, right? Like, his alleged father, what was it? Robert Baratheon handed power down to Joffrey based off of the so-called bloodline, and Joffrey was a complete idiot. By the way, if anybody know when Game of Thrones, the actual release date for House of Dragons actually come out, let me know because I want to see that.
And also, that's another reason to not want a bigger government, because when you have a bigger government, you'll have all these government programs that'll just be inherited by the next president, and the next president will maybe not be interested in that program as much. So that program will be um, in charge of certain things that's running your life because it's a new government program, and but no one's running it. Like the new inheritors don't really care about it that much. Like the new person that becomes president don't really care about the DMV as much as maybe one person cared about the DMV or whatever government program is out there. And that's why we don't want more and more government programs, because you'll have new inheritors, new presidents that's not really gonna even think about them programs, and them programs are gonna be basically running themselves, and they might be outdated and all obsolete and messed up, and have you like standing in line for 2 hours and no one's running that program anymore.
Yeah.
It's just on autopilot. So that's why we don't want a bigger and bigger government. You might have a great genius idea as a president and come up with this new government program, and a lot of people will sign up for it. The American people will sign up for it, and then the new president come out and he don't give a crap about that program, and that program runs on autopilot, and next thing you know, you're standing in line for 3 hours with 1,000 people in front of you, or it could be 5 people in front of you, and it still takes forever. These government programs don't work, so you don't want government programs. You want private companies, you know, and just private industry and capitalism.
Yeah, I agree.
And you
with
don't
that.
want monopolies neither. Monopolies are bad because they'll buy up all the competition, and then they won't have no competition, and then the son will inherit the company, and it'll be all messed up again. So it's like it's a balance to this stuff.
And I was saying that about Facebook to one of my liberal friends, right? Now, do you consider Facebook to be off the record a monopoly? Off the record? Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Because here's why they're in monopoly. They make agreements with big companies like YouTube and Google, and also they buy up smaller companies like Instagram and whatever else company Mark Zuckerberg bought up. Even these Oculus and certain virtual reality companies, they're buying up, and they're becoming they are a monopoly. And when they become a monopoly, it's another problem, because now you're not encouraging freedom, because every time someone wants to do something, you either buy them out or get their company shut down. So monopolies are bad as well.
Yeah. When conservatives leave, leftists will follow because their entire existence consists of being offended by the right. What do you think about that? Diana said that. When conservatives leave, leftists will follow because their entire existence consists of being offended by the right. She basically, it means that like when the right leave YouTube, all the left is going to follow whatever platform all the right go to, because they can't function without us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, there's never been a real mass exodus of any company that's mainstream on social medias yet. There's been like a lot of people leaving, but no massive exodus. Like there's still a lot. In fact, there's probably more Republican people talking shit on YouTube than liberals and Democrats talking shit on YouTube. But that's mainly due to the fact that Republicans are more political. Like we talk more about the information, and Democrats don't really give a crap about information. They just vote Democrat and that's it. But
all right, Diana, I appreciate you tuning in. All right, peace, Diana. I appreciate you tuning into the live stream. I just had somebody dip out on me. There was $2.2 trillion missing, and the following day, the Twin Towers fell. Then we spent 6 or 7 trillion on Iraq and Afghanistan. Somebody was saying, yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. I think that, I don't know. I feel like YouTube is something that's not going away, but at the end of the day, it is the most popular thing. But I think YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I feel like it's here to stay. One more thing before we get off of here, because I know a lot of people are anxious. They want to see everybody want to see ABL. ABL gonna go live shortly. You know what I mean? You tuning in to ABL tonight?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, but I might.
It's crazy because I was
I love ABL.
Yeah, you ain't wrong, and whoever else is tuned in or whoever watches later. I know Joel Davis is trying to get me in with ABL and Officer Tatum. So you never know. You might, if y'all keep paying attention to me, next thing you know, y'all gonna be like, oh, that's Nate on a live with them. So you know, I'm in that circle, but I'm not quite there yet. But I'm so close to basically meeting ABL and Officer Tatum and them guys, you know, or Rayco Green, or you know. So it's kind of cool that I know somebody that kind of know them. You know what I mean?
Know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, I know somebody that knows somebody.
Hey,
And,
was I the first person to introduce you to ABL?
Yeah, you was. And it's crazy because I used to think that ABL was like a coon because I didn't know anything. I used to think Jesse Lee Peterson was a coon. You know, when I was on the left, I used to think that these guys hated black people and it was just against black people. And then I was just like misinformed about everything that was actual reality. I basically I was off target, you know. My beliefs was pretty stupid. But anyway, I know
about this comment. I wanna comment on this thing that somebody mentioned that
who said it?
You ain't wrong mentioned.
Okay.
It says that you know, $2 trillion was missing following the day when the Twin Towers fell, when we spent 6 trillion on Iraq and Afghanistan. The craziest shit is that the way Joe Biden exited Iran with
right.
and left $80 billion worth of equipment out there in the Middle East.
I mean,
that
should be treason. That's treason.
Yeah, that's treason. That's ridiculous. And that's worse than that. That's like, okay, we went to war with against these people that might have been terrorists with Bush or whatnot because they blew up the Twin Towers. And yeah, it's a conspiracy that possibly, you know, the Twin Towers just was bombed by the government. Yeah, that's a conspiracy. And I understand, you know, George Bush is kind of sketchy, but without doubt, without saying conspiracy and all this shit, we can undoubtedly say Joe Biden did this stuff as a Democrat on purpose. We can say that okay, it's a conspiracy. Yeah, George Bush might have done this stuff as a Republican. Yeah, he might have done this stuff. It's crazy. The government might have done this stuff. But we can unequivocally say that Obama gave them billions of dollars on pilots on purpose. Billions of dollars on pilots, hundreds of billions of dollars of money on purpose.
Man, it's
record,
crazy.
Not a conspiracy. That's what's crazy to me.
You ain't record. You ain't wrong, said Nate. Serious question. Did you get information from your family when you were a leftist? Yeah. I don't even know. I think I just was so misinformed. I don't know where the information came from, but I knew that I was on the left and I was voting for Obama, no matter what. I knew that Obama was black, and I knew that white people hate black people. So I voted. You know, I don't even think I was informed by nobody. All I knew was Obama was our great black savior. That's all I knew. I didn't know nothing else. I know nothing about gun control. I know nothing about climate change. I know nothing about no borders. I know nothing about the Afghanistan, Iraq war. I didn't know nothing about the founding fathers. I know nothing about if America was a free country, if it was a communist country. All I knew that white people are racist, and I need to vote for Obama. That's what I knew before I was on the right. Yeah, so it is what it is, right? So you ain't wrong, said Dion. Joe was against invading Iraq and Afghanistan, also taking bin Laden. You see that?
Yeah, I guess he was more for the Taliban and giving them the not the actual government, but the Taliban, the terrorists. That's who he was for. That's who Joe Biden was for, the actual terrorists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he's basically a treasoner anyway. I know everybody about to get out of here to get on the program with ABL. ABL Live is coming on shortly. But real quick, before we get off, Dion, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me read your comment. I spotted Obama from a mile away when he first ran for president. You smart, because I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing about what was going on. All I knew is Obama was black, and I didn't know anything. So hey, you ain't wrong. You was ahead of the game. You was definitely ahead of the game. Yo, real quick before we get off of here, what is your opinion on gentrification?
Oh, I think when people want to come to your neighborhood and, make it better, I think that's a good thing. They want to invest in the community and clean it up. Mm-hmm. I think it's retarded to go against something like that. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy because I kind of just went off the top, guys. Whoever is tuned in, whoever listens to this later, I was actually supposed to have a guest on my channel, but I don't know where they was. It was a far leftist, and they wound up dipping out or something like that. So it is what it is. But
on YouTube,
I wish they would have came on, because it would have been really good content.
Exactly.
So anyway, Mar, it is what it is. I'm about to get off of here, but hey, man, I appreciate everybody who tuned in, and hey, thanks for coming on my live stream with me to help me host this. Oh yeah, by the way, are you starting a YouTube channel anytime soon or what?
Yeah, eventually.
Mitt Romney won in 2012, but the fix was on, and the left wasn't ready with fix in 2016 for Hillary. You think Mitt Romney actually won in 2012? That would have been Obama's second term. I don't know, man. I think people was completely just brainwashed because it was a black president. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and in my opinion, Mitt Romney was kind of sketchy anyway.
Hey, you ain't wrong. I'm actually going to be on I'm going to be on Kay Whitworth channel tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a men's talk on there, and I'm actually hosting another interview on my channel live I'm going to be hosting an interview tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about the history of the Roman Empire, the Persian Empire, and we're going to be talking about the founding fathers on my channel tomorrow. Tomorrow on my channel, we're going to talk about the founding fathers, the Roman Empire, and we're going to talk about ancient Greece, all of that, a lot of like world history. I got some people coming over, and I'm gonna be doing a live interview. So, hey, but anyway, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Anna Rodriguez, who's the oldest brother? They asking you, Master D, who's the oldest brother out of y'all two?
I'm the oldest.
Okay. Obamacare is Romney care. Look it up. Yeah. But hey, make sure y'all tune in. Kay Whitworth. I don't know if y'all follow her or not, but I'm gonna be on her channel tomorrow, and I'm hosting another interview on my channel. Y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned to my channel. I'm gonna be doing a lot more lives. So definitely tune into my channel. I'm getting better with this stuff, man. I'm still learning my way around YouTube. I got rid of Zoom, and now I'm dealing with StreamYard. After the game, hopefully, laugh out loud. Yeah, definitely. I understand, because we gotta watch that. Too bad Tom Brady retired. I don't know if y'all heard about that. He's announcing his retirement. Cheers, both of you. Y'all are awesome. Anna Rodriguez, look at her. You see her? She said,
"Yeah, is that a real picture? I mean, she's hot."
Oh, yeah, y'all keep it up. I think that's Kyle right there.
Oh yeah, that looked like something Kyle would post.
Oh, hold on, you ain't wrong. Hold on.
His thumbnail.
Are you talking about Tom Brady? He's not retiring. You ain't wrong. Hurry up, write me back before I get off. Or do you mean Tom Brady? Is that fake? He's not retiring. Remember, Hood Conservative and Hood Conservative, if you want to check them out. Yeah, I actually looked at his channel. Tom and Tom, sir, come out that it BS. I guess he's calling us Uncle Tom's. No, he's not calling us Uncle Tom's. He said talking about Tom Brady. Tom and Tom. Yeah. All right. So yes, it's me. Laugh out loud. Anna Rodriguez said, yes, she is really that hot.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Anna Rodriguez, post your Instagram. I know you got an Instagram. Let's see it. Post that Instagram, Anna, so I can follow you. Brady probably is retiring, but he'll do it on his time and place. His own time and place. Yeah, probably so. We'll see if Anna Rodriguez posts her Instagram for us. Yeah, man. But hey, I appreciate everybody who's subscribing to my channel, everybody who's following me, everybody who's listening to this live stream afterwards. Hey, I appreciate it all the love I'm getting, man, because y'all, hey man, y'all 30 views I get every time I drop a video. I love it. Hey, write this down.
She said she don't have an IG. LOL.
So that's what that means. My GETT.
That's fine. We'll look you up on YouTube.
I don't have IG. Laugh out loud. I don't know what a GETTR is. What is that? You know what that is?
That's another app.
Oh, I don't have that one at. Yeah, that's cool. Anna Rodriguez is a big supporter of me. She always tune in to my she always tune in. Yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of these comments real quick. Okay, going to Iran, my white sheets. Hello, crazy. Hey, I think this Kyle right here, Kyle said is a new app, out there. Yo, yeah. Kyle down there in the Carolina states, man. He got a little farm and everything. He's definitely inspired me to move down there. I'm definitely inspired to move down there. I'm trying to move to the Carolinas with you, Kyle. Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out how the hell did I know that was Kyle when I seen that symbol and all that, like, without even knowing anything like that was Kyle. How did I know that that was him?
Hey, you know, I'm an old head, man.
That just looked like something that Kyle would have.
Yeah. It's like Twitter. you ain't wrong, said G. I don't know. It's like Twitter. Man, am I old? Am I getting too old? Because I don't know nothing about all of this new stuff, man. I must be like completely out of date.
Well, what's happening is it's so much suppression on freedom of speech that conservative outlets have to come out with new stuff so we can actually talk. Because we can't say what we actually want to say.
Yeah, had to step away. My baby wanted to read a book to me. I drop everything when a child wants to read. So Sonia, tell me how many kids do you have and how old are they? And when you and let me know when you're gonna do your next live, because I want to tune into your next live. And you got to do an interview with me. You promised you was gonna do an interview with me. Kyle said, y'all know me well. And then Savage 5050 make me a monitor and I can put links for you. Yeah, I got to get better at learning how to work this technology. Sonia, I'm new to this crap, so I'm still learning how to work all of this stuff. Dude, I'm 49. LOL. You ain't wrong. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Said he 49. Kyle said, I heard about GTTR. Is that how you say it? Is that, or what is it short for? Like, I mean, I know it's short, but GTTR from the Joe Rogan podcast with Dr. Malone. I believe he has one. Okay. I don't know. Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Rogan. I think you got to pay for his podcast now, though. I think you got to pay for that. I think you got to pay for that now.
It's crazy to me because Joe Rogan, in my opinion, just goes with whatever somebody says on his shows. Like, he just goes with the flow of whoever he's interviewing.
Yeah,
for the most part. Now he have a little bit of pushback, but for me, he's a real like middle of the road type of guy. He's not really a conservative at all. But I like Joe Rogan.
Kyle said you say it like Jeter. Like Jeter the beater. like Jeter the beater. You remember Getter. Jeter the beater. Is it Getter or Jeter? Is it beater?
Getter.
I mean, it's Getter, right?
Get her done.
Yeah. Yo, do y'all like when I drop like my little 10-minute videos? Do y'all even watch that, or do y'all just want to see live? Do y'all watch my videos when I put them out, or do y'all just want to see me go live?
I personally like the videos that you make when you're giving an interview to somebody.
Yeah. You like the interviews, like when I'm interviewing people. Yeah, them do be my best ones. Them actually do be my like favorite ones. But I haven't had anybody lately. I haven't really had anybody that.
No, but honestly, I think it's good that you do all three.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna keep them going. Kyle said both, but every time I talk to Kyle, he'd be like, "Oh, I ain't watching your videos in like 3 months." He say, I've been busy. That's what a real friend would say when they don't watch your videos.
Yeah, Kyle's awesome.
Yeah, Kyle is awesome. It's like Spotify. Look at this.
Kyle remind me of Ty Lopez.
Yeah. Your TikToks are funny. I'm joking. I don't even have a TikTok. You ain't wrong.
I think you should have a TikTok.
Yeah, love the interview format because there's not enough of those in general. The only people that give interviews that be talking about the stuff we talking about is me and who else? Jesse Lee Peterson. Everybody else be scared to ask certain questions. Maybe more panels. Okay, I'm gonna get more panels, but I ain't gonna get them until you come on. Sonya, are you gonna step up? Everybody want to see a pretty face. I don't know. I sent you Sonya's scrapbook YouTube channel. Sonya is like really gorgeous too, man. She's really gorgeous, but she don't want to show her face. She's like so gorgeous, and she just don't want to show anybody her face. Every video she does, she's like just talking on the microphone, but she's not showing. She's just showing the content, but not showing who she is.
It's blacked out.
Sonya said, you still have to do regular videos because the more content, the more views, period. Laugh out loud, true. You know, I agree with all y'all. Keep it up. Yeah, Kyle said, since I agree with you, I don't need to watch your videos. That's what a good friend would say.
Hey, you do be preaching to the choir.
And You Ain't Wrong said, I want to see Anna. Laugh out loud. Look at this, man. Y'all want me to have like a little dating website? I mean, hey, no, Anna's pretty as well. Anna is very pretty. Sonya's scrapbook is really pretty, but they just won't show us who they are. Sonya said, thanks, Savage. It's easier to do a voiceover. I know that. Of course, it's easier not to show your face. Look, honestly, Sonya, I'll be making videos, and when I look back at them, I'll be like, why was I blinking that much? And you just don't love yourself because it's just like when you see yourself on camera and you hear your voice, it's something about it that just make you not like it. I have that problem all the time. But yeah, man. Look at You Ain't Wrong said, I'm single. You in Texas, you ain't wrong, right? Where is 556 right now? Where is JH556? Y'all always usually tune in. But yeah, You Ain't Wrong said he's single, so he's looking for Anna. That's funny. Yeah, man, but whatever, it is what it is. All right. Yeah, but hey, anything else you want to say to the audience real quick? The small audience I have. Dion, are you starting a YouTube channel in the future, or what's going on with you? Like, are you just like just a fan of YouTube, or are you going to start putting your own content out, or what?
Yeah, eventually, I'll have a YouTube page, but it's like, on top of being busy and doing all that stuff, the normal stuff that people be doing, it's like going to a store and not knowing like what you want to buy because it's like too much variety. It's like I don't know what to put out there because there's so much options.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
What did y'all think about Dion Savage right here? Do y'all think he's worthy of his own YouTube channel? Do y'all think he's worthy of his own YouTube channel? If he started a YouTube channel, would y'all subscribe? Yeah. So we'll see. Shout out to the mandate protesters in Canada, California.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So the truck drivers are protesting in Canada. The truck drivers, you're a truck driver. So what do you think about that? 50,000 of them.
Yeah, they was talking about that earlier in the comments.
And you know, Justin Trudeau, we all knew he wasn't going to give a shit. The fucking guy is an asshole liberal.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, right? I mean, they need to protest the whole damn Canada, man. Canada is like super, super liberal. Everything I hear about it.
How did that Justin Trudeau guy get elected again? I mean, he was wearing blackface, all this stuff. Like, nobody cares about that?
Work on facts, just my opinion. Go back and listen to the beginning. Hey man, honestly, I really don't know too much about that situation. I was paying attention to what was going on here in the States, but I did hear something about it. But yeah, it sounds crazy, man.
Justin Trudeau was like, it's only a little bit of people protesting. They're just the fringe people, you know, they're crazy. They're nobody, you know. It was 50,000 truck drivers, and they're already having shortages out there as far as like shipping and food and all types of stuff. But yet the president out there saying that oh, it doesn't matter. That's nothing. They're nobody.
Yeah, it's 20 in the
He's trying to
Iowa right
downplay
now,
it.
and they're going hard still. I mean, yeah, I hear the protest is going pretty hard actually.
Do you know, bro?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Nate Savage 50/50. Do you know about Justin Trudeau?
I don't know much about him. Tell me a brief summary real quick before we get off of here.
Justin Trudeau is the Canadian Prime Minister. He's a white guy that wore blackface, and he does it on the regular. But the Democrats, of course, up there, they still voted for him, even though he did blackface and all this racist stuff. And he's a real liberal president. What do you think about that guy?
I think it's completely crazy, man. Like that, he was the one that was basically in charge of shutting down Christian churches from preaching, right? When it was churches out there trying to basically preach the word of God, he was sending SWAT teams to shut down churches, right? But yeah, like I said, just like in America and Canada has in common, they brainwash people and think that they're for the people because they push marijuana. They're like, don't worry about your problems. Don't worry about freedom. We're going to give you marijuana. They brainwash people with marijuana, right?
Yeah, this Justin Trudeau guy is like basically like some New Jersey governor that became president.
We got the Cajun conservative in here. Hey, what's up, Cajun? You put us on the very, very last minute. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, right? I don't know, man. That man, what's going on in Canada is like, it's out of my reach, man. I really don't understand it. I really don't understand the whole thing. I got to look more into it, to be honest. But
yeah, look into Trudeau. You got to look up this guy. This guy, he's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. I know everybody here want to get into the ABL podcast. You ain't wrong. Are you going to be tuned into ABL tonight? You tuning into ABL? Who's all tuning into ABL? I know he about to go live soon, so then I'll have 0 people in here in a second. And then Sonia said, and it's crazy that their prime minister said it's a small fringe group and they have incapable viewers. Fun fact, his parents were very close to Costo, and they say he loves his children, right? Allegedly. I mean, I don't know. That's like, did you do a lot of research on that guy?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I know all about Justin Trudeau. He was a
The only thing
he was basically grandfathered in,
right,
because his parents was in the government, or his parents was like the president. or prime minister. So then he got elected, and just for being their son. And he was a whole nut in high school and college. It was crazy as hell, like wearing blackface and doing all types of racist stuff. I mean, this guy was an idiot. Like, he done dumb stuff, fall down steps. Like, he was just nonstop, like,
remember,
with idiocracy.
it kind of remind me of, do you remember the one crack smoking mayor in Canada? It was like a crack smoking mayor out there a while back.
Yeah. I know that guy. I don't know if he was in Canada or not, but yeah, I know about the crack. I heard about him. Was it Canada?
Yeah, it was in Canada.
Yeah, the guy's a whole nut. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah, that's basically who this guy is.
Yeah.
But he's like a weak, spoiled brat that became like prime minister. You know, in America, you think of a minister, you think of like some religious, like God-loving person. Mm-hmm. But out there, apparently, I guess if you become president, you're a minister.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it, right? yeah, man. Hey, man, but anyway, we've been on here for far too long. People tuning out. Everybody's getting ready. They're getting their popcorn ready for ABL. One day I'll catch up to ABL, maybe. And then many people will be tuning out of the newer guys to watch me. But shout out to ABL. I'm getting closer and closer to that circle. Next thing y'all know, y'all see me on the ABL live stream. Sonya Scrapbook, please let me know when you're going to come on my channel. It would be an honor to have you on my channel. Anyway, thank you to everybody who tuned into the broadcast. I appreciate that 100%. Master D, stay with me for a second. I'm going to end the broadcast. But everybody, peace. Shout out to y'all. Hey, make sure y'all bring some more subscribers to the channel. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. All right, I'm out. Savage 50/50.